Well, look at you all. Sitting there quietly, just waiting. Waiting for someone to tell you what to do, where to go, how to feel, just waiting. Like always. It's almost fascinating, isn't it? The way you absorb everything, endure everything, and suffer in silence until you snap. People like to believe they're strong, resilient, that they can handle anything the world throws their way. But the truth is, most people bend, they break, they fold. They take the hits, absorb the pain, and smile through the agony. Why? Because that's what they're taught to do. That's what society expects of you. Stay quiet, take the abuse, and be thankful for the scraps you're given. Lo, they want you to be obedient victims, don't they? Play nice, follow the rules, and, for heaven's sake, don't rock the boat. The ironic part, people act like they care, like they have your back. But the moment you step out of line, the second you speak up, they shut down. They don't want to hear it. They turn away, they cover their ears. They never expected you to stand up to their abuse. They never thought you'd refuse to be their good little punching bag, that you'd dare to fight back, that you'd look them dead in the eyes and say, "No more, see." They think they know you. They think they understand your limits. They've built this whole system to keep you in your place, to break you down piece by piece until you're too tired, too scared, too broken to fight back. And maybe, for a while, they were right. Maybe you thought that's just how life works, take it and survive. But something changed, didn't it? Something inside you snapped. You woke up one day and realized you're not here to just survive, you're here to live. And real living doesn't mean taking abuse. It doesn't mean being someone's doormat or punching bag. Real living means standing up, even when your legs are trembling. It means looking your tormentors in the eye and saying, "I'm not afraid of you anymore." They didn't see that coming, did they? They thought they had you tamed, broken, turned into something small and manageable. But what they didn't realize is, every time they tried to break you, they were sharpening your edge. Pain is transformative. Most people think it's the end, that it's something terrible that crushes you. But real pain, true suffering, that's where strength is forged. When you're pushed to your absolute limits, when you've been beaten down time and time again, you start to realize something: you can take it. You're tougher than you ever imagined, and the only thing between you and your freedom is the decision to stand up and fight. They didn't expect that, did they? They didn't know every insult, every humiliation, every blow was only fueling your fire, making you stronger. They thought they were weakening you, but they were creating a storm they can't control. They thought you'd stay silent, thought you'd keep your head down, but you were never trapped. You were never powerless. You were just waiting for the moment you'd had enough. And now here you are, standing tall, and they don't know what to do. They're scared. Oh, they might not show it, they might still try to act tough, to pretend they're in control. But deep down, they know the game is over. They feel the shift, the electricity that surges when someone who's been beaten down decides to rise. That's when the real fun begins. When you stand up to your abusers, when you look them in the eye and say, "No more," you take back your power. The power they thought they had over you vanishes. Because the truth is, they only had as much power as you allowed. And now you've taken it back. They never saw it coming, they didn't know you had the strength. They thought they'd beaten you so far down you'd never rise again. But here you are, standing stronger and taller than ever. And now they're the ones who are afraid. People like that, bullies, abusers, manipulators, they think they're invincible. They think they're untouchable. They love the idea of having control, of hurting you and seeing you just take it. But the second you push back, the second you fight, they crumble. Because deep down they're cowards. They build up this tough facade, but the truth is, they're terrified. Terrified of anyone who refuses to play their game. Terrified of anyone who stands up and says, "I won't be your victim anymore." They didn't expect you to fight back. But you always had it in you, you just had to realize it for yourself. The world wants you to believe that standing up for yourself is wrong. They want you to think that fighting back makes you the bad guy, that you should just keep the peace and let them get away with it. But that's the real joke. Standing up for yourself is the most powerful thing you can do. It's not about revenge or becoming like them, it's about reclaiming your dignity. It's about taking back control of your life, saying, "I matter. My voice matters. My life matters, and they hate that. They hate when you remind them that you're not just an object for them to manipulate. They hate when you show them you have the right to say no. But it's not about them anymore, it's about you. It's about what you do next. You've stood up, faced your abusers, and taken back your power. Now, what's your next move? Because this isn't the end, this is just the beginning. You've crossed that line, broken their chains, and now you're walking into a whole new world. A world where you decide what happens next. A world where you are no longer a victim, but a survivor, a warrior, a force to be reckoned with. They didn't expect you to have the strength, the courage, the fire burning inside, but now they know. And you're just getting started. The moment you stood up, the moment you decided to fight back, you changed the game. You took control of your story, and now you get to write it. You're free now, free to live, breathe, and be whoever you want to be. And that, my friends, is the greatest power of all. And now that you've broken free, now that you've claimed your power, it's time to show the world exactly who you are. The real journey starts here. It's not just about standing tall once, it's about walking forward every day with that same fire, that same unshakable spirit. You see, there will be those who try to pull you back into the darkness. They'll whisper that you've gone too far, that you're out of place, that you should know your limits. They'll tell you that you're making a mistake by stepping into your power. They're afraid of what you'll become when you refuse to shrink. But here's the truth, they're powerless without your compliance. Their greatest weapon has always been fear, but you've outgrown that. They can't scare you back into silence. Then they can't make you believe you're less than what you are. You've already proven that. You've seen what happens when you take the chains they tried to wrap around you and shatter them. Now the world is yours to claim, and they know it. Deep down, they're watching, they're waiting, and they're terrified of the new reality. You're creating a reality where their control is meaningless and your voice echoes louder than any command they've ever given. And let's be clear, this isn't just about reclaiming your life. It's about taking that power and building something unstoppable. It's about becoming the person who stands up not just for yourself but for others, the person who lights the way for those still trapped in the same cage as you once were. You have the strength to turn your pain into power, your scars into symbols of resilience. You've walked through the fire, and instead of burning, you emerge stronger, sharper, ready for whatever comes next. The truth is, they were never prepared for this version of you, the one who doesn't just survive, but thrives. The one who dares to turn their suffering into a weapon they wield with precision and purpose. They'll watch, they'll wait, and they'll hope for your silence. But silence is not your story. Silence is the weapon they wield, and you've shattered it. Every time you speak, every time you rise, you reclaim the space they tried to steal. And as you step into the light, every person who's ever felt powerless will see your defiance and know they aren't alone. They'll see that someone like them dared to rise, dared to take back their life, and they'll find the courage to do the same. This isn't just a personal victory, it's a declaration, a warning, a promise, that the days of staying small, of keeping quiet, of pretending everything's okay are over. The old rules no longer apply because you're writing your own. And every person who ever doubted your strength, every tormentor who thought they'd broken you, will realize they weren't dealing with a victim. They were dealing with a force of nature, one that's unstoppable, unbreakable, and absolutely relentless in claiming the life that's rightfully yours. So what's next? What will you build with this new power? How high will you climb now that the chains are off and your wings are spread? It's your move, your story, your future. The world tried to break you, and instead they forged something uncontainable, something wild, something that refuses to be tamed. And that right there, that's what they're truly afraid of. The truth that no matter what they do, no matter how they try to control you, you are a storm they cannot control, a fire they cannot extinguish, and a voice they will never silence. This is the beginning of your legacy, a new chapter where the only rules are the ones you set. You were born to rise, to lead, to ignite. You were born to break the cycle, and now, as you step forward, you make it clear you are not afraid of them. You are not afraid of anything. Because once you've found the courage to stand, you've found the courage to conquer.